the pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another night of great racing action here on JTN for the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series season opener from the Daytona International Speedway. We're so glad you joined us here tonight. My name is Joe Towinski, joined up here in the booth tonight for the second season in a row for the opener by Dewey Schramm III. Dewey, welcome back to Daytona.
Hello, hello. Glad to be back up here in the booth for the first time in a while, Joe.
It's going to be a fun Thursday night of racing action here as the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series kicks off their season, Dewey. Before we get into it, though, want to send out our well wishes to all those affected by the hurricanes that have gone through Florida here, Milton yesterday and early this morning, as well as Helene last week. Also sending out our well wishes to those in Western Carolinas and Eastern Tennessee that are still dealing with Helene's aftermath, the torrential rains up in the mountains. I just want to send along our well wishes to those still dealing with those storms, and hope you and your family are doing well. But Dewey, tonight at Daytona, we open up a season with a race that can be rather chaotic at times, but sometimes can be rather tame.
Yeah, sometimes you get one, sometimes you get the other. Very rarely, though, do you get something in the middle. So we'll see which of those two types of races we get here for tonight. But all the rain from last night has dried itself up, and we are ready to go here as these guys are in the process of putting down some heaters here in qualifying. DJ Champ paced the field in practice, so we'll see if that 91 can follow it up with a pole.
What are you, when you look at a race like tonight here at Daytona, are you looking for that raw speed, or are you maybe looking for guys that have teammates out there that they can work with throughout the year?
Definitely looking more towards the teammates here. I mean, obviously you want to have enough speed where you can, stay in the draft and be able to work with about anybody you want, but raw speed besides that rarely ever matters at a track like this, because it doesn't matter if you qualify first or you qualify last. You're still going to have just as good of a chance at the end of the race as long as nobody wrecks. So I would just be, of course, way more focused on keeping your car clean. Personally, I like to stay in the back for a while, but also keep an eye on who tends to be better at pushing and who tends to be better at receiving pushes to see what you might want to tailor your race to depending on what you need.
What is the perfect time then to start making those moves towards the front of the field if you're one of these drivers that likes to play the conservative approach and stay out back?
I tend to like to go with maybe in between maybe 10, 15 laps to go, depending on the field size, of course. If you have less cars in the field, you might be able to wait a little bit longer before you go, but if you have a deeper field, obviously, you might need to go a little bit earlier with more cars to pass. But general rule of thumb I tend to go by is somewhere between 10 and 15 laps to go is go time for me.
Is there any advantage to pushing the issue early on, trying to stay up front? We've seen a few drivers do that throughout the years. DJ Champ, always really quick in qualifying right now on the provisional pole. Silver Bullet, another one that comes to mind here on the super speedways. Those guys always like to push the issue on these super speedways. And well, they're all already going to be starting up front. Do you like that strategy if you're one of the guys that qualifies up inside the top 3?
I don't hate it. Obviously, if you're thinking points racing, you can get bonus points for a pole or leading the most laps and whatnot. But also the thought of if you win the pole or you start up towards the front, you also get a better pit stall that's towards the end of pit road, and there's advantages to both. But I think for me, it's trying to stay in the back and being able to have more real estate to avoid potential wrecks outweighs the early pit stall.
With qualifying concluded, Dewey, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
Yeah, looks like we're going to have 17 taking the green here for tonight. DJ Champ, though, will be the one to lead this 17-car pack to green, and he'll be joined on the outside by Silver Bullet in the 4. Back in row 2, Rick Craddock in the 22 and Jeffrey Goodpaster in the 033. Back in row 3, Abby Powell in the 181 and defending champion Tyler Mallon in the 18. Mac Daddy Keith McLean back in row number 4 starting in 7th, and Christian Leonard will start to his outside in 8th. Rounding out the top 10 starters, Monty Keller in the 028 and BSR Eli in the 114. Terry Scott and Steve Grant make up row number 6 with Magoo and Nelly back in row 7. BSR Miller and Joshua Clements back in row 8, and rounding out tonight's grid will be Brain Fade in the 49. Yeah, 17 strong here for tonight. It looks like 11 of them elected to put a time down in qualifying, so perhaps some guys already electing with that stay in the back strategy.
Some guys just like that strategy. I was always one that liked it, but then if I noticed everyone else was trying to do it, I was never against going to the front of the field if it was easy.
I have always started in the back. I think every plate race I've ever done, I've started in the back and stayed there for a while.
I would always at least run a qualifying lap or two, and then if the second qualifying lap didn't go so well, then I'd maybe go do something nefarious and get myself disqualified so I'd lose my time. But it is what it is.
Oh, there's been races where I will try my best to qualify and I'll just drop to the back once the green gets waved. But regardless of that, or if I just don't take a time, I almost never stay at the front.
But that can
early
almost
in a
put you
race.
in a worse spot if you're trying to drop back.
It's a risky move, obviously. Yeah.
I don't know.
Every decision pertaining to that has its pros and its cons.
Your defending series champion Tyler Mallon there in the 18, looking for a three-peat.
A two-time defending champ.
Who will rise to stop Mallon and this Interstate Batteries crew? One driver throughout last year that was often challenging Tyler was this 92 of Joshua Clements. Now back on even footing, all these drivers are.
Yeah, that 92 definitely made a lot of improvements as the season went on and found himself competing for top 5s and wins by the end of the year. And again, now a fresh start for everybody in this field to start this season. And now that he's made those improvements, he can try to pick up where he left off and see if he can maybe score a dub here and to start the year. Noticing, though, no Ricky J tonight, no KJ, and Brian Voiles, who I think swept all 3 plate races last season, also not in attendance for this one.
Yeah, Brian won 3 of the 4 plate races last year.
3 of the 4. He swept Daytona, though.
Yes.
So some heavy hitters at these plate races not here for tonight's race, so perhaps an opportunity for a new name to emerge here from the crowd as a winner. Of course, Nelly has won here at Daytona before. So of course, that 103 could maybe go and do it again. Looking at some of the fresher paint here for this year, and I'm noticing that gorgeous 81 of Abby Powell here on this top lane.
Oh, yeah.
That is a nice looking car.
Great looking racing vehicle tonight.
Looks like a new paint for Rick Craddock as well up there in that 22.
Indian Motorcycles paint scheme.
That's always one of the things I like to do when we start off a new season, is just look around the field and see what we get for new paint and see what people can come up with in terms of uniqueness and creativity. Of course, on the flip side, if you've run the same thing for years and you don't think it's broken, don't fix it. But, you know, sometimes
Sometimes it's
like,
nice to freshen things up.
yeah. Exactly.
Coming down to the end of happy hour here. Cars should be gridding in a few moments. The Mac Daddy there in the 28, just getting some last little bit of action in here in happy hour.
Yeah, that whole pack looked like they were doing a mock run at a green flag pit stop, which, of course, something you always want to have nailed down at a track like Daytona and Talladega, because the margin of error is much, much lower. And if you come in too hot, you may end up leaving with a lot of unhappy campers.
Yeah, I don't like it when my camper's unhappy, you know?
Nah, not really.
Not fun to sleep in at night. Cars lining up here on the grid as we wait the command to get the engines fired and the season started here from the Daytona International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
There is the command, and engines are fired. It'll be DJ Champ leading the field to green tonight with Silver Bullet to the outside. Rick Craddock and Jeff Goodpaster there in row number 2. Abby Powell and Tyler Mallon. Mac Daddy and Christian Leonard. Monty Keller and Eli rounding out your top 10. Big thank you to all you folks at home tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like saying hello to Greg Stenzoski, Stenzo in chat, Tristan in chat, tuning in from his workplace. Dewey, he is a proud member of Brainiac Nation, cheering on Brain Fade tonight. Also see Magoo in chat. Of course, always our pleasure here at JTN to be with our friends at the Bomb Squad Racing League. These guys do a fantastic job.
Always a fun time up here.
Always a fun time up here. And these guys are some of the best when it comes to helping us up here in the booth and accommodating us. So always want to spread the love and give our love to these drivers because they do a phenomenal job each and every week. They will be on our airwaves, and each and every week they won't be on our airwaves because we won't be covering the whole season this year. Partial schedule, opening up with tonight's season opener, and then in a few weeks' time, next race will be from Rockingham.
Looking forward to that one too, Joe. Rockingham, always a fun little place to go.
Always.
But before that,
we got 70 laps at Daytona, do we?
we do.
Open up the 2024-25 season.
And it's almost 2025, huh?
It is.
Also, go time.
It is. As the pace car is in, DJ Champ with control here. Green flag, and we are racing here from Daytona.
The off season, what's that?
They had about a month and a half.
Yeah. Not anymore as we make our way now through turn 1 as this field gets up to speed here for the first time. Outside line doesn't look like it got as good of a start there, but Rick Craddock and DJ Champ are going to move up there and try to get the run from the 4, and that will leave Abby Powell all on their own on the bottom.
About a car length, maybe 2 car length gap back to Mac Daddy. Call it a car length and a half. which is the next car on the inside line. Now that 28 going to try to close the gap. You see the outside already churning away. Interesting to note, usually that middle line's the preferred group, but right now DJ Champ, he is confident enough to stay in that far outside lane.
Yeah, these guys running up towards the wall early on, of course, a very common sight in real-life cup racing. Don't always see it as much on the online side of things, but switching it up a little here to start off tonight's race.
One of the guys we expected to be aggressive, trying to get to the front of the field, Silver Bullet in the 4, went from 3rd to challenge for the lead. Again, no immediate help behind that 4 car. Abby Powell is the first car behind Silver Bullet. About a car length and a half back, heading into turn 3.
Yeah, that inside line is just not organized right now. You see the 81 running about half a lane up on the 28 there through the corners, and you're not going to get as much of a draft, of course, if you're not running straight in front of each other, as the 91 leads another. Looks like they're a bit more formed up now, so perhaps Silver Bullet can make a charge at it down the backstretch. But Terry Scott now moves up to the high side in that 66, and just like that, the inside's got another gap.
Powell in the 181 also debating on jumping up there. Abby will do that in that West Virginia Pontiac. That leaves 4 cars now on the inside line as Nelly jumps to the outside of Brain Fade at the back of the pack.
Yeah, Silver Bullet had the run from 3rd to make that move, and I don't blame him for doing it, but with just no help back there, he's running about 8th or 9th now, so I think it's going to be a little bit before we start to see cars migrate back towards the bottom, probably around when we see our first round of pit stops tonight. It seems like for now, most of this field just content with riding it out on the top and just getting these laps done and away with.
Interesting. I'm a little surprised, maybe this is maybe this is because we didn't have 2.5 months off. We only had a month and a half off. And these guys, they've been racing all throughout the off season here at BSR, doing some test and tune races, deciding on some new tracks for the season and whatnot. But I'm a little bit surprised to not see them going a little bit harder here to start this race, Dewey.
On one hand I am, and on one hand I'm not. But I think, again, once we get a little bit further into this run, we'll probably start to see a bit more. But I just think on lap 4, with it being super early, there's just kind of no point yet. Don't want to risk anything or, cause a big wreck or anything like that. Especially with a field of only 17, because if you have a big wreck early in a field of 17, I mean, not going to have a whole lot of competitive cars left for the end. I don't think anybody wants that.
Mm-mm.
And don't get me wrong, like, a field of 17 cars online in this game in the year 2024 is still very impressive. Like, I'm not, discounting that or anything, just, it's still just relatively, compared to real life, a smaller field.
Battle for the lead. Rick Craddock, he'll take it with help from Goodpaster there in the 033.
First lead change of the night. And here comes the 81. That was a big run that Abby Powell got there through the tri-oval. Going to go right up to the back bumper of that 033. So just like that, the inside's got some steam again, and maybe Goodpaster can make a run for that top spot here down the back.
They have some steam, but Dewey, that outside line is still formed up much better than the inside.
They are, but now the 91's going to make a move just as the 4 gets the back bumper of the 81s. These guys really have a lot of steam now as they make their way through turn 3, and DJ Champ will take the lead right back. So a brief gap there that Craddock filled, but now DJ Champ, our pole sitter, taking that top spot back, and he'll lead lap number 6. Now Goodpaster leading that inside line once again in that 033 machine. Inside lines getting a bit of a run here on the bottom. Goodpaster now pulling even with that 18 of Tyler Mallon, the 2-time defending Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series champion. trying to make it a three-peat here as we begin the 2024-25 year.
How impressive would that feat be, Dewey?
As impressive as any here in the racing scene is, I think Goodpasser got a bit squirrely there, moved up a bit down the back, and that's going to disrupt this inside line. But there's also a gap now up top, so we'll see if any of these guys on the bottom fill that vacancy.
And about halfway through a green flag fuel run, right? So maybe start seeing some of these drivers trying to drop to the bottom and position themselves for those green flag pit stops.
Yeah, looking at the very least a 3-stop race here, potentially 4. We'll have to see if they can stretch it on 3 or not, but 3 is the baseline, the minimum that they'll have to make here for this race. As Goodpasser will slide in ahead of the 81, and now Silver Bullet goes up there, and just like that, the inside line is once again pretty much gone. So it looks like we'll see some ebbs and some flows with that as this race goes on. Some laps you'll see a lot of guys down there, some laps may not be a whole lot, if any. Now Abby Powell will make their way back down in the 81, so saw a couple guys slide up there, now they're going back down again. A little indecisive, perhaps, as they run right now. Of course, could also be some guys that, have predominantly been on the outside the whole run, wanting to see how their car feels on the bottom and vice versa. As Monty Keller makes his way down to the inside, now leading that inside line and pulls even with the 18, so perhaps the 028 could throw his name into the ring here and perhaps lead a lap or two.
An important bonus points to get here at the start of the year as well, as Craddock looks back for the lead to the inside of DJ Champ into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Craddock saw the run and he took it, and for right now, it is a dead heat down the back. Oh my gosh, he went back up high, and I don't know if he was clear of the 91, but...
No, he's clear now.
he is now, but I think DJ Champ cut him a favor there.
A favor you cut on lap 11, right?
Definitely on lap 11, because if you didn't, that would have pretty much wiped out everybody. But if that was the last lap, maybe not. Either way, that 22 now back up at the front of this field. So, lead change number 3 so far tonight, and we might go 3 wide here. Abby Powell thinking about going underneath Monty Keller there. Thought better of it. Bit of a close call there between those two, as the 028 now taking over that second spot and files in up top in front of that 091. So the 028, the big mover of the race so far. See if he can maybe get the lead here in this next couple laps. And there goes DJ Champ to the bottom. So DJ Champ and Craddock just trading the lead back and forth so far tonight. It looks like it's the 91's turn to lead once again, or at least that's what he is hoping for here.
When you got a rocket ship, you want to be able to make those moves by yourself, but we're seeing already, as you pointed out in the pre-race, Dewey, you got to have help. You can be lights out, spectacular, fastest guy in town, but you still need a pusher. You still need a helper.
And that's the thing. Having the raw speed is nice. Don't get me wrong, but at a track like this, it only gets you so far.
Monty Keller with a big move there off of turn 4 to get to the inside of Craddock, trying to take the lead.
Oh.
Craddock with the block.
Yeah, he thought about it and he did. And he's gonna. I don't know if he can get the nose under him. Nope, he can't. Craddock looks like he's trying to control both lanes right now, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. But you can only block so many times before you either end up wrecking yourself or someone gets fed up with you and wrecks you.
I like how your accent came out a little bit there.
Yeah, you get that with those big jobs.
Wrecking yourself.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I have felt that way on the interstate. Can't just dump somebody, though. No bueno.
I tell you what, those New England drivers, man,
Yeah.
not a fan.
Yeah, we are something.
Then I always get told Michigan drivers are terrible, but I don't know. I feel like we're pretty good.
I'll tell you who has bad drivers is Pennsylvania
Yeah.
and New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. They didn't even know how to pump their own gas in New Jersey. I don't know. Do they yet?
I have no idea.
Someone can report the facts for us. That would be appreciated.
There goes the 18 and the 56. Tyler Mallon and Christian Leonard both dive down to the inside here
Those two have
into
been
turn 3.
in lockstep since the start of this race. So not surprised to see the 18 and the 56 going 1-2.
And they both got the run to make it work. I don't think the 56 is clear of the 22 quite yet, but Tyler obviously is. And so the 18 will lead his first lap of the season. And now the 56 does indeed go up top in front of Rick Craddock.
Are you just not allowed to pump your own gas in New Jersey, or like what's the?
I know you can at rest areas, like on the turnpike. I don't know about anywhere else. I've never stayed in New Jersey long enough to just go on a side road like
It's
that.
illegal. Wow. That's awful.
That's crazy.
What happens if you
Genuinely
need gas
crazy.
in the middle of the night?
I guess the rest areas on the, or the service plazas, whatever you want to call them, on the turnpike are the only places you can do it.
Oh, you can put your own gas there?
Yeah.
Oh.
The more you know, I guess. I didn't realize I was doing something that was illegal in the rest of the state.
Well, apparently it was illegal there too.
Huh.
Anyways, Tyler Mallon's out in front of the field.
Come and get me, New Jersey State Police. No, they actually don't.
What's your name?
Name and address withheld.
Be a very funny time to read off your address.
No, I don't know.
I don't think I have it memorized, though.
Good, let's keep it that way.
I'll figure it out.
Howard Mallon trying to keep the lead that way.
Dewey trying to keep the conversation going in the right direction. And out of this one.
Absolutely. You know it.
The pit stop's incoming here, Dewey.
Yeah, a lot more of this field now moving their way down to the bottom. Monty Keller, the first of them. Got 5 of them still up top, so they're going to have to find a way down soon. As one of them does now in Rick Craddock. I think Jeffrey Goodpasser wanted the hole there, but just wasn't big enough.
Tense moments here. I don't know.
Just a little bit.
We'll go another lap.
Yeah, Nelly back here in the 103 looks like it's the only other one on the top right now, behind Silver Bullet. And it looks like a bunch of the field is going to be coming in this time by, so looking at 18 to 19 lap runs on fuel, so I think if they can make it to 18 each time, it should be a 3-stopper here for this race.
Yes.
Mallon comes down, Leonard comes down, Goodpasser and DJ Champ, though, still on an island of their own up top, as is Nelly. They're going to need to find a way down fast, or they're going to have to go around again.
Just muscle their way down.
Whoa! Jeez! Nelly and Silver Bullet almost flew into each other there. Monty Keller's coming in a bit hot.
I think we're
Got
going to
a
have a
couple of them locking the
lot.
tires down. The 92 just hit the wall at pit
So did
entrance.
the 181.
Yeah, Abby Powell.
Well, you saw DJ Champ and Mac Daddy. They stayed out. Dewey, they were in that bottom lane, and they stayed out, and they were swerving through cars, slowing down left and right.
Yeah, that was a little bit chaotic there.
We knew it would
Steve
be.
Grant in the 011 also.
But here's the thing. Everyone made it down pit road that wanted to make it down pit road. Yeah, we had to go put the wall, but that's okay.
92 hit it pretty decently hard, though. He might have some damage to get fixed.
Unfortunately,
Same with the 81.
fortunately, you do have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet.
DJ Champ coming down now, as is Mac Daddy.
Ooh. I don't know. DJ Champ might have been speeding Dewey.
Yeah, we'll have to see if anybody got caught with a lead foot here, because there were definitely a couple guys that came in hot.
Not a lot of souped up Chevys though tonight.
And I got some, souped up Camrys and souped up, Grand
There's actually a
Prix
few
and
souped up
darts and
Chevys.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
dumb.
got a couple.
I'm dumb. The 18 and the 56 have gotten themselves a pretty big lead here.
Yeah, they made it like bandits with this one.
And it'll be 4 versus 2.
And they're gonna get caught, though. Oh, Silver Bullet in the 4 just Tokyo drifted it through the trial oval.
Oh,
and
good passers
split the
around
wall
with
and around
Nelly.
he goes. And Monty Keller. Nelly's involved. Brain Fade just clobbered him. Oh my god.
Rick Craddock gets into Silver Bullet.
Then the 4 is flipping. There goes Magoo nosing it into the outside wall. And we're wadding them up here in turn 1. And that is our first yellow of the night and of the season. That one just got progressively worse.
Oh, and it started with a big save from Silver Bullet.
Yeah, I think he got a bad tap there from perhaps Goodpaster going through the trial oval and had it saved, and then I think the O28 or maybe the 103 got into
Yeah, 103 gets
Goodpaster
into
there.
the 033.
And then here comes Brains and a clobber Monty just as Rick Craddock gets into Silver Bullet, and there goes the 4 tumbling on the apron. There's Magoo getting into it. Yikes. Took some really good cars out with that one. But just like that, we're going to re-rack the fields, but I think we're going to be down a couple cars after that one.
I think so.
And if they're not out of the race, definitely off pace in all likelihood.
Let's go on board with Terry Scott because he kind of splits the middle here.
Back there in the 66. Gets to see this all unfold in front of his eyes.
Can't really see anything. Look at that.
Oh my
The
god.
seas that have parted.
They did.
Incredible.
That was a Jesus take the wheel moment right there.
Oh, I mean, you couldn't see anything, could you?
Nope.
You know what this
Smoke
did?
screen.
It allowed DJ Champ and Mac Daddy to stay 1-2.
It did, but what it also did is this is a big save or a big break for Abby Powell and Joshua Clements, who are the two that nosed into the inside wall coming down onto pit road. So now will be able to stay on the lead lap and be back up with the pack for this restart.
You see DJ Champ staying out, rest of the field coming down pit lane. This might be an opportunity, Dewey, to make it and try to shorten this race by a stop.
Yeah, 18 laps from here is about lap 40, but obviously running a couple under caution before that. I still think they're going to have to pit again after this, though. I still think you're going to have to pit 3 times. Just prolonging it a little bit, perhaps. And it looks like of the cars that pit, Terry Scott will be the first one of them off the pit lane. Abby Powell, Nelly, and I think the 56. This is definitely going to turn this running order on its head, as I believe, despite pitting just now, that's going to put Terry Scott up to 3rd, and Steve Grant will be in 2nd. So it took about 19 laps or 20 laps for the first wreck of the year, and we had some big junk in the process, but it looks like everybody involved, save for Jeffrey Goodpaster, is still running in the race. As Silver Bullet, despite flipping down onto the apron, is still out there. So we'll see if that car will have decent pace still, or if he'll be riding around on his own for the rest of the night.
As we work this first caution of the season, a reminder, we got more great racing action coming up for you here on JTN TMP Truck Series. Reinhardt Memorial from Gateway. Coverage kicking off next Wednesday, October 16th. October 18th is the NNSCRA Holiday Special, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then in 2 weeks' time, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series heads to Rockingham, October 24th, 9:05 p.m. Eastern. All of those races, much, much more, are going to be live right here only on JTN.
I'll be there for that Rockingham race. I hope you are too.
Yeah. Of course, the Xfinity and Truck Series in real life going back to Rockingham this upcoming season.
And they announced today that Arca East is going to be joining them there as well. So a triple header at the Rock.
Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Should be interesting to see how many fans show up. Hopefully they can pack out the place.
I wonder if we'll see any retired drivers come back for that one.
That'd be cool.
Thinking like a guy like Jamie McMurray, who like Rockingham was one of his best tracks early in his career. Or like a Casey Kane maybe. Or even a couple of the Cup guys, even though it's a off week for Cup. Like Kyle Larson, I think won a truck race there.
Yes. Yes?
Would not surprise me at all to see some Cup guys show their faces that weekend. Got a couple coming down this time to top off on gasoline. Nelly, Tyler Mallon, Steve Grant, and I think one other car. Christian Leonard. As we hit the 1 to green, so DJ Champ will lead us back to the green. Terry Scott in second, Abby Powell, Brainfade, and Magoo rounding out the top 5. And the 49 and the 144 were both involved in that caution, but it seems like neither of their damage is too bad, and they should still be up here able to compete with the front, or at the front.
Ready, Dewey? Are you ready? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, or yeah.
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 Dummy, yeah.
Just over a third of the way into this one from Daytona, folks. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to JTN today. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Appreciate you, as always, for tuning in. It'll be DJ Champ leading us back to green in the number 91. Green flag, and we're back underway.
Back and away we are. 25 down, 45 to go. 9 laps from halfway. Christian Leonard, the first car to make a move down to the bottom to try to reform that inside. And he's got a train of the 92, 11, and 18 coming up to his rear bumper here, as well as Nelly. They've got a 5-pack here down on the bottom as they try to make their way towards the front of the field.
Some of these cars, too, involved in that accident, going to have some damage.
Yeah, it looks like this pack started to split there as the 4 definitely a little bit off pace from his flip, and so the field trying to get their way around him now. We'll see if Monty Keller is also off pace or if he's trying to help the 4. What is it? There he goes. I think the 028 is going to be a little off pace as well with the hit he took, but I think he's going to have a little bit more speed than the 4. One of those situations where if he has somebody behind him, he might be okay, but if he gets left out to dry, he's probably going to lose this pack. Same deal with Rick Craddock. That 22 definitely a little off pace as well. Which is a shame because Craddock had a lot of speed and was leading laps early on, but
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to need a couple more wrecks to help get that track position back. So 16 cars started the race as BSR Miller did not start, and Good Pastor is out, so got 15 of them left on the racetrack here. And it looks like 12 of them are able to hang with the front still.
Does any thought cross your mind right now if you're DJ Champ in this 91? Everyone else behind you pit. You're probably going to have to pit before them, even if you're out front saving fuel, which those are two completely different strategies, aren't they?
Definitely two completely different strategies, but I don't know how much of an impact they're going to have on the race, because I think either strategy is still going to require an additional pit stop after their next one. But, I mean, if we have a caution towards the end, maybe, but I don't think...
I think some of these drivers are going to try to stretch it, Dewey.
Entirely possible. I mean, 18 laps from now is lap 47, and 18 from there is 65, which leaves them 5 short still. I don't know if that's doable for these guys.
Folks, don't adjust your computer monitors. We are racing here from Daytona. I'm Joe, he's Dewey. Right
Hey.
now, though, these drivers, I think they're just trying to ride out the laps, Dewey. I really do.
Yeah, I think especially now that we've had the early wreck that's taken a couple guys out of contention, definitely don't want to have that happen again before the end of the race. I mean, again, 12 cars in this lead pack, so just not a lot of cars right now to make stuff happen with. And if you have another wreck like we saw earlier before the end, it's going to make making moves way more difficult. So, would not surprise me now if this field is or drives way more conservatively than what we saw on that first run, just to make sure that this entire pack can still be there and be in contention at the end when it matters. It looks like Craddock and Silverbolt are kind of riding around on their own, and then Monty Keller is in his own zip code, a ways back from the pack, but a ways ahead of them. So the 028 looks like he might be spending most of this remainder of the race
Off pace.
all on his own.
That's a heartbreaking way to open a season, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, I would just get more bored than anything else. Like I want to do stuff. I want to, you know, mix it up a bit. And,
Dice it up.
yeah. It almost feels like just kind of hot lapping on your own after a while when you're just out there riding around yourself. But obviously, a lot can happen still between now and then. We're still a couple laps shy of halfway, so if we do have another accident, of course, track position can be made up, but I think unless we have a caution, or rather a restart with about 3 to go, it's going to be a long night for those 3.
And it'll be a stationary night at that, too. They won't really move up and down the leaderboard.
Yeah, just a tough deal there. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Got a couple of them on the inside now. Magoo and Mac Daddy are down there. And just as I say that, Magoo moves back up, and the 92 goes back down. A little bit of swappage going on here. Steve Grant making a move down to the bottom as well in that 011. Trying to pick off some spots one by one. And we will hit the halfway mark this time here as DJ Champ paced this field in practice, won the pole, and leads at halfway. So a pretty solid start to the season so far for that 91, but he's still got 35 laps to try to keep it up there at the front and take home the win.
See these drivers again starting to migrate to the bottom here at the back of the field. These guys aren't content with just riding around. They're led by Steve Grant right now. They'll hope to get one of these top 2, or top 3 rather, to drop down in front of them.
Yeah, they're starting to make some progress here as he's now pulling up with Eli and Nelly. Yeah, they're definitely going to need another car or two to jump down to really get to the very front of this pack. So far, no additional takers, just those 4. Oh, Eli, I think, was thinking about it, but he's not clear yet.
Thought a little too late, didn't he?
Yeah. It was a good thought, just a little little late there on the go, but
And that's what's so frustrating about Super Speedway racing, because you don't feel like it's a late thought, right?
it's all about timing. But yeah, it almost never feels late, but it is very difficult to judge the closing rate of another vehicle. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. You just hope that you don't cause a massive wreck if you don't. Thankfully that time Eli noticed it was late and moved back up, and we are still all good.
I'm gonna say, more often than not, guys, they don't notice that they're gonna be late, do they?
No. No, they don't. It's all about finding that balance. Still got 5 strong on the bottom and 7 on the top. So the field almost split evenly in half on each line. Tyler Mallon kind of hanging out on the top with no draft up to Nelly.
Tyler's back there saving fuel, Dewey. I'm telling you.
That's got to be what he's doing. Because
There's a couple
he's
drivers
he's
that are
just
going to
vibing
try
on
it.
his own back there. As the 92 jumps back up.
Hey, when you've won
Joshua
more
Clements.
races than anyone in the last 2 years, you can afford to maybe take a risk in race number 1, you know?
Well, not just that, but like, there's probably a method to that madness.
Oh, of course.
It may look unconventional, but with how much that guy's won, it probably works.
How much Tyler knows about this sim, too.
Yeah. Hey, now you got some movers on the bottom. Abby Powell and
Oh,
Brain Fade,
Mac
and there
Daddy
goes
through the
Mac Daddy.
grass.
The 28 goes spinning. Didn't hit anything, but
I think we'll stay green.
he's got a tire down though, Joe. He's gonna have to limp this thing round back to pit road. That's gonna be a tall task.
That's going to be a lap or two that he's going to lose.
Yes, it is.
Clements with a big move in the 92.
But now we're down to 11 cars up here in this main pack. As Monty Keller dropped back, and so now the 3 involved in the wreck are now driving it out together. Yeah, that's going to be... yeah, Mac Daddy still hasn't exited turn 2 yet, so he's going to lose a lap before he even gets back to pit road. So he's going to need probably 2, maybe 3 cautions to get himself back in this thing. At this point, unless he gets one like right now.
And I wouldn't feel too confident with that, would I wouldn't. I don't know about you.
Well, looks like we're going to have some pit stops here this time by, though. DJ Champ, Abby Powell, Terry Scott, Brain Fade, all signaling they'll be coming in this time. We'll see if anyone else elects to join them. In an ideal world, Mac Daddy would be able to make it to pit road and try to exit with this top pack, but he's still just losing so much time that I don't think he's going to be able to do it. As those 4 make their way down pit road without incident, and here comes the 28 doing the same. And I would expect now that the remainder of this pack should be able to, or will come in this time by.
So 3 takers this time. With Clements, Magoo, and Eli.
Oh, Eli! Uh-oh! Oh! And he gets into the back of Magoo, who's sliding through the grass. But he holds on to it. Great save there by Magoo to keep that thing pointed in the right direction. And I don't think he's going to lose a lot of time from that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he gets a black flag for it.
I hope not. That would be extremely unfortunate. As looks like Craddock, Monty Keller, and Silver Bullet, the 3 damaged cars, also just completed their service. That leaves Steve Grant, Nelly, Christian Leonard, and Tyler Mallon as the 4 that have yet to pit. And here they come down together. Oh, that 11 is flying in there, Joe. I hope he can get it slowed down in time.
Nelly the same, huh?
Yeah, both of them. They had the zoomies. Yeah, hopefully no speeding penalties here from this round of stops, but we shall see. So I don't think even these guys that just now pit will be able to stretch it to the end, as we're still going to have 25 to go at the line. And we've been running about 18, 19 lap runs. So, oh, and Mac Daddy just spun again in about the same place as before.
Oh no.
He was running by himself across the line. He just got down on the flat and lost it. And this time he didn't avoid the inside wall. It about speared it with the right front.
And he'll retire.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the road for Mac Daddy tonight. Well, it's looking like a very good run. Unraveled very quickly. And so we are down to 14 left on the racetrack. And they're all spread out now. We've got this pack of 4 here who stayed out the longest but are still leading, which is very impressive. I got that 4-pack up there. Got DJ Champ and Brainfade who are about to catch this group of 4. Abby Powell, Joshua Clements, Terry Scott about maybe a second and a half behind them. And then Magoo and Eli on their own little islands right now. So we'll see now if that group of 3 can try to catch our top 6 and make a pack of 9. But this round of stops definitely threw a wrench into how this one was going.
Alright, Dewey, here we are. One more pit stop.
One more pit stop.
One more pit stop. Do you like the idea that there's one more pit stop?
What's that?
Said, do you like the idea that there's one more pit stop?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll help get the field back up together again, perhaps. As our front pack puts the 028 in the 4 a lap down. So 14 left on the racetrack, 11 on the lead lap. And 6 of them up here at the front. So a very spread out field now. One caution on the night so far, back around lap 20, which involved 6 or 7 cars. Jeffrey Goodpaster, the only one to retire, and of course Mac Daddy with the spin into the inside wall a few laps ago. And that is how we have our 2 retirees. But besides that, it's been a very clean, straightforward race so far, coming to 20 laps to go, if you're just now tuning in.
Expect one more pit stop. For some of these drivers, it'll probably be a short one. Take a
Gas
can
and
of
go.
fuel. Yep, gas and go. Is that what you call when you make a quick run to the bathroom on a road trip?
I would just call that like a quick trip to the bathroom.
Oh, there's a lot of words.
I don't really have a special name for that.
Oh, I thought you would.
I mean, you could say quickie, but I feel like, that's only
Oh.
reserved for something a little,
Yeah, let's stop. Yep.
you know,
yeah,
y-
don't, No, Dubert.
Hey, I mean, by definition it is, but, that stone better left unturned, perhaps.
Yes, very much so.
So Tower Malin leads here. Stop me if you've heard that before.
Stop.
With
Stop.
18 to go.
Stop. I've heard it a lot this year, in this calendar year.
Got the pole sitter DJ Champ leading this bottom line. 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. This whole pack, of course, on the lead lap. Up here, duking it out for the lead.
Can't believe we both just went for duking it out.
We shared the brain cell.
Is there only one?
Perhaps. We're both orange cats.
Meow?
Meow. If this stays green the whole way and this pack of 6 can keep themselves together after that round of pit stops, it's going to be very difficult for anybody to really do anything. There's not a lot of cars to really generate momentum and runs. I think what you're seeing right now might be how this race finishes. Now, if that pack of 3 can catch our leaders, that might make it a little different. As it stands right now, the gap from 6th to 7th is about 2.8 seconds. So we'll see if they can cut into that this time by. We'll keep an eye on that as this run goes on. So 2.87 seconds last time. This time by the gap from the 49 to the 81 is about 2.8. So it looks like they lost a tenth that time by. So I don't know if they can do it here. They're going to have to stay really tight together and hope for the best.
Hope for the best, Dewey.
Hope for the best, Joe. About all they can do. Same deal with Eli and Magoo, who right now are still on the lead lap, but they are about 26 seconds behind our leaders, and they're going to need a caution if they want a chance to win. About half a track behind our front runners for right now. Still side by side for that top spot, coming to 14 laps to go. DJ Champ, Steve Grant, and Brain Fade on the bottom. Tyler Mallon, Christian Leonard, and Nelly on the top.
Here comes DJ Champ looking for the race lead, Dewey.
He's got to run this time, Joe.
He's got the numbers on the bottom now.
Yeah, Nelly in the 103 moves down to the bottom, so now it is 4 on 2 instead of 3 on 3. So if DJ Champ can get clear of the 18 and move back up to the top, that could be the race-winning move, depending on how this last round of pit stops shake out. But now Nelly goes back up to the top, and the run's going to stall out.
What a tease.
It was a brief little cool moment. Oh, I don't know if he's clear. He's trying. If only the side draft in this game was stronger.
Some people
That'd be a
believe
more
it is.
formidable move.
Yeah. Some people swear by that side draft, Dewey.
They do. Pack of 3 now down 3.2 seconds, so they're going to need a yellow to get back in it as well. They are not making up the time that I'm sure they hoped they would. Inside got a bit disconnected there. Steve Grant and DJ Champ about a car length apart right now. And so the 18 is clear to come down to the bottom if he so chooses. I think the 56 might be clear as well if he wanted to come down. Oh, not anymore. Had the window if he wanted it.
Thought about it. I think that 56 is going to stay loyal to the 18 here to the end of this race.
Definitely seems that way. I think if the 18 goes down, he'll go with him if both clear. But I think if Tyler stays up top, so will Christian. As we've hit the 10 to go mark here at Daytona.
Guys, anything you want to sell?
Did the 91 just blow up or something? He just suddenly lost a burst of speed and dropped to the rear of this pack.
Uh-oh. You lose a cylinder, maybe?
He's still in 4th gear going about 190, but this pack disconnected very quickly. Unless was that to pit?
I guess. 'Cause here
Oh,
he
yeah,
comes with brain
Him
fade.
and Brain, yeah, together. The two Dodges coming in together here, and oh, he came in way hot.
That's that Hemi horsepower.
That one might be a speeding penalty.
That's that Hemi
Now-
horsepower.
Yeah, that one was a bit excessive, I think. Now we're down to a pack of 4 here up at the front. As the pack of Clements, Terry Scott, and Abby Powell also came in. Now Clements and Brainfit are exiting pit road together, as is DJ Champ, so perhaps this could become a pack of 6 between all of those guys. Maybe.
Comes Tyler and Christian.
And they come in together. Nelly and Steve Grant elect to stay out, so that 103 now with the race lead with 8 laps to go, but I don't think they can make it on fuel, Joe. As this 4-pack of Eli and Magoo, who are lead lap, and then Rick Craddock and Silver Bullet, who are not, these 4 have yet to pit as well. So we'll see when they come in as well here. I think the 4 will be coming in now. Oh, and there goes Craddock. He's going to spin into the inside wall.
Dewey, and that brings out the caution.
Wow, it did? Well, this changes everything, Joe, doesn't it?
On the 103 and the 11, they have to get... They gotta get back around.
Wow, I honestly can't believe that was a caution, because we saw it happen earlier with the 92 and the 81, but it stayed green after that. But this time, we get a yellow.
I'm guessing because there was a car behind him?
Maybe? Hey, this game is 21 years old. Sometimes things still don't make sense. Sometimes stuff just happens.
Oh, somebody lost a header. Did Silver...
That would be the 4.
So Silver Bullet blew up. That's what caused the caution.
So, this is going to re-rack the entire field now that's on the lead lap.
And you
with
thought the
about
finish of this race was going to be boring, Dewey.
Hey, admittingly, it was definitely headed that way, but now we're gonna have probably a 3 to go restart here with everybody up there. So now this could get a lot more interesting. And of course, Tyler staying out of course, with him just pitting. So him and Magoo are gonna stay out here. Magoo is not pit yet. This might be just for a lap lead.
Yeah, Magoo was quick to try to get out in front of the guys on pit lane to lead that lap, so I think you're right, Dewey. But upcoming races here on JTN next week: TMP Truck Series from Gateway and an SCRA Hollowdega Special. And in 2 weeks' time, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to Rockingham. Those are your next 3 up, live right here only on JTN, presented by
SchemeHaven.com.
Hey, how's that coming along, Dewey?
Going good. Going good. Well, 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 well.
Well, well, well. Dewey, I think you wanted this to happen.
I'm not gonna say I didn't.
How does that make? How do you feel knowing that this is all your fault?
I don't know.
You don't care, do you?
Unbelievable.
Like a typical Massachusetts person.
Now that's just not fair.
Just don't care about others. Unbelievable. Matt, you have the right to sue Dewey for that header that let go on that 4 car, just so you know.
Oh man. I'm not the header manufacturer. I don't take responsibility for that.
I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Good.
It is good.
Suffer in silence.
All the time. Should be going back green with 3
Ready to go?
laps to go.
Yeah, lights are out. So we're going to have a 3-lap shootout here to determine our season opening winner. Tyler Mallon trying to pick up where he's left off the last 2 years and start his quest for a three-peat with a dub. Christian Leonard trying to score, I believe, their first win here
Correct.
in this series.
Correct. First start, I believe, in the series.
And winning in your debut, not too shabby either. Rain Fade has run up there all night since the accident that he was in. Hillary's going to restart third. Pole sitter DJ Champ in fourth, and Abby Powell back in fifth. Steve Grant, Nelly, Terry Scott, Joshua Clements, Eli, and Magoo. Those are your lead lap cars here. And then Monty Keller and Rick Craddock, 1 and 2 laps down respectively. Or no, looks like Eli and Magoo both got lapped too. So the 92 is the last car on the lead lap here in 9th. So 9 cars going to duke it out here for the chance to be crowned winner here tonight at Daytona.
A pretty stacked field here to finish this one off. What can Tyler Mallon do with the lead here on the restart?
What can anybody else do to try to pass him for that lead?
Dewey, I think we're going to find out.
We just might.
We might not. I don't know. Hopefully we do.
Be nice
As-
if we did.
Pace car will make the left turn on down the pit lane. Tyler Mallon with control.
Here we go.
Green flag, and there's just 3 laps to go here from Daytona.
Not a lot of time left. We were talking about earlier when you wait to make your move. Well, all that's out the window now. You make that move now, and you do not wait.
You cannot wait. There's not enough time to wait here with only 3 laps remaining.
Gotta
Mallon
go.
out in front. Leonard there in second.
Oh, did he just give a shot to the 18 there by accident? Got him a
I
little
think
squirrely
so.
out of the corner there.
Might give Brain Fade a run here down the back. 56 looking outside.
There he goes.
Brain's gonna look to take it 3 wide. Gets back in line.
He's gonna get by the 56 though, who's right now all on his own up top.
Now split up the 2 Toyotas at the front of the field.
That's gonna help Mallon though, because without an outside line to block, he could just park it on the inside and keep it there the whole rest of the race.
Well, you'll see Tyler kind of has half
now
of a car
Clements.
width up top, half of a car width down below.
Yeah, similar to what we saw earlier in the run with Rick Craddock in the 22. As Clements jumps up to the top, so we got 3 of them on the top, 6 of them on the bottom. The outside just doesn't have the numbers yet. So for right now, the 18 can just sit pretty on that bottom. But we'll see if either Brain or DJ Champ goes, and there goes the 91 up top.
Brain tried to go with him, but wasn't able to. DJ Champ to the outside of Brain Fade for the second spot. Tyler Mallon goes up to block and cover.
And here comes Brain Fade on the bottom. Tyler, I don't think he can block here. As Abby Powell and the 81, and there goes Nelly. He's around. Big crash.
Caution gonna come out. We're racing back to the line. It'll be Tyler Mallon taking home the first checkered flag of the season.
I'm almost a little disappointed that brought up the caution. Like, I knew it would, but I wished it didn't.
It's got a little...
Well, I wanted to see if Brain could make a move there at the end, but...
Got a little racy, huh?
Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes, but...
3 wide after Nelly tried to get to the outside of Leonard in the 56. Maybe some bumps gone awry. As Clements to get to the inside, I think Nelly's just trying to come down. Fill a hole that was no longer there.
Yeah. Everybody else looks like avoided it, and... You know, Tyler Mallon put his car in the right place at the right time. And so he will be leaving the high banks of Daytona a winner. And that's about the best way possible to start your three-peat run here.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like, let's see. I believe Brain Fade will be second here. Or no, DJ Champ.
Champ will be second. Brain Fade will be third.
Christian Leonard and Abby Powell will round out the top 5. And now coming to the line, Power Malin will, under caution, take the checkered flag first here and will win here tonight at Daytona.
So get
Steve
reactions and interviews here from the top 3. Steve Grant coming home in 6th. Dewey, take us through the rest of the top 10.
Oh, and we are wrecking after the line because it's funny. Terry Scott there in 7th, Joshua Clements 8th, Nelly there in 9th, rounds out lead lap finishers. Magoo picks up 10th. Eli, Monty Keller, and Rick Craddock all finished 2 laps down. And then Silver Bullet, Mac Daddy, and Jeffrey Goodpaster, unfortunately, were not able to finish the race here tonight. So that is your 16 finishers here tonight at Daytona. And yeah, we will talk to the top 3 of them here in just a couple of moments.
I'll talk to the top 3. You're using that royal we there, aren't you?
Something like that.
My boss always likes to say that, yeah, use the royal we when you screw something up and then take credit when you do something right. And he ain't wrong, Dewey. He ain't wrong. But tonight, it's Tyler Malin taking home the checkered flag. Runs a great race. And the Interstate Batteries Toyota, once again, will burn it down here from the high banks of Daytona. Of course, Miku, our pleasure. So again, we'll talk with Tyler, we'll talk with DJ Champ, we'll talk with Brain Fade. Move on to our post-race coverage, get your results on your screens. Again, folks, can't thank you enough. For tuning in to JTN here tonight. Let's go ahead and start by talking with our third place finisher, driver of the number 49, BSR Brain Fade. Brain, you got a copy?
I got a copy. Hi, Joe. Hi, Dewey.
All right. I mean, how you doing? How you feeling after that finish here tonight?
Well, I'm starting to breathe again, so that's all good.
It's always a positive sign, right?
Yeah. It's like those short runs at the end can get kind of crazy.
Yeah, how tense is it with just 3 laps? Kind of. I mean, I know that from my experience, the heart rate does go up, even though it you're sitting behind a computer, sim racing and whatnot. But heart rate still goes up, intensity ratchets up.
Oh, yeah.
How much though does it kind of get turned up, maybe to 11, maybe 12 there when you know there's a caution coming off of turn 4 and you're coming to a flag?
I don't know. You kind of get used to this kind of racing when you do it a lot. So it's just whatever happens is going to happen, and you just go with it and put your foot down and kind of hope things work out for you.
There's a big wreck there early on. You're able to rebound after being involved in it. How much damage did you and this 49 team have to repair there after that, and how good did the car feel compared to what it did before that wreck?
When I checked, I was kind of in disbelief because it said I had no damage. So I'm sitting going, I was pretty sure I had contact with one car, but it said no damage. The car did not seem affected at all. So I got lucky.
Heck yeah. Well, Brain, we of course got Brainiac Nation tuning in tonight. Any special comments or words for Brainiac Nation?
Just go out, go racing, have fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brain Fade, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. You got some great partners on the car, some great folks behind you supporting you. Floor is yours. You know what to do, buddy.
Well, just like to thank you guys for what you do up here in the booth and broadcasting these races. Of course, we got to shout out to the Voiles for all their support for this league. They've been like a driving force for several years. Thanks to Magoo and to all of the other admins that make this happen every week. It's just a fun time.
Brain, always a fun time for us up here in the booth as well, so echo everything that you said. Again, congratulations on the strong podium third place run here tonight from Daytona. Always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Hope we're talking with you again, Soup. Hope we're talking with you in 2 weeks' time from Rockingham. Best of luck here to start the year, and again, can't thank you enough for your time.
Alrighty, you guys take care.
BSR Brain Fade, driver the number 49, your third place finisher here tonight from Daytona. Let's go ahead and next talk with our second place finisher, driver of the number 91, BSR DJ Champ. DJ, you got a copy?
Copy.
All right, you're the pole sitter once again at a super speedway. You have a fast Mopar out there. Did you just need another lap to try to make something work there to get around that 18?
I guess I was just happy just to finish in second, because with about 15 to go, all of a sudden my car lost speed, and Brain was saying, "What's going on?" But that final restart, I was fine, so I had plenty of speed.
So no indication on what happened there?
No.
Huh.
But I ran a good race,
Yep.
and I had really aggressive pit stops, and I didn't get any black flags, so I'm happy with how I ran.
I was going to say, what goes into kind of maximizing pit road entry? Because, I mean, I think Dewey and I, that last time, we were like, oh yeah, brain sped. There's no way he didn't speed. And every time you're able to get down onto pit lane clean and get out of there clean as well.
Well, the key is when this game came out in 2003, the pit the line isn't like that yellow line. It's that first pit stall where you get it. That's the timing line. And so I try to get to about 115 to 120 at the line.
Okay, and then you have another like 100 feet to get down to pit speed.
Right, you got that last pit stall. To get to 55.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we got the secret, Dewey. So we better start pitting like Brain out here on the super speedways. What
Gotta scribble it down real quick.
what goes into here at Daytona Talladega? Again, I'm a fan of the power plant you got underneath the hood and of the paint scheme as always. But what goes into being just so good at qualifying here at these tracks? Because every time it's like, okay, DJ's winning the pole. Who's pulling the second pill? Pretty much is what happens.
Well, I inherited a setup 10, 15 years ago. I'm probably one of the fastest qualifiers in the game when this game was at its peak. And so I lucked into it, and its setup just that good.
Hey, fair enough. Well, DJ, again, got to have a pretty dang good driver, too, to make it work as well as you have here tonight, as well as you did throughout the race. Congratulations on the great result. Second place finish here tonight from Daytona. Before I let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. I know you've got some great partners on the car, some great folks to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Hey, I want to thank you for broadcasting as always, and BSR for putting on this race, and everybody involved, and Kathy and Brian Bowes put this race on, like he does on the Thursday race. I want to thank him for that.
Well, DJ, again, congratulations on the great result here tonight. Hope we're getting to talk with you again soon. Hope we're getting to talk with you in Victory Lane before the season's done. As always, a pleasure getting that opportunity to talk with you, and best of luck here as the season starts.
All right, thanks. Hope to talk to you soon in the coming races.
Sounds good. BSR DJ Champ, driver the number 91, your second place finisher here tonight from Daytona. Let's go ahead and finally head on down to Victory Lane with a face that we're pretty familiar with here at JTN. Driver of the number 18, Tyler Mallon. Tyler, do you got a copy?
I got a copy, Joe.
All right, I know we're short on voice, short on health. How you feeling after 70 laps at Daytona? That's the first question I got.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good as far as things go, on the racetrack. Physically, I'm not feeling great, but,
Okay.
other than that,
Well,
feeling pretty good.
hey, well, as my homegirl Sabrina Carpenter says, we'll keep it short and sweet here tonight with this interview. Thank you. How do you kind of look at tonight? Because we know you're not a fan of these super speedways, you're not a fan of this style of racing, but to start a year in a title defense so strong, how does that set you and this 18 team up here to start the season?
I mean, obviously winning the first race of the season is something you always want to do. It's one of those, big, quote unquote, big races, landmark ones, I guess. I don't know really what to call it. Crown jewel, I guess. But, yeah, it does set us up great in the points for the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll be able to stay here. I know this 18 team's fast pretty much every track. So we're looking good for the rest of the season already. So I'm really happy with that.
You got some orange juice on standby for yourself?
Water.
Okay.
I don't like orange juice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How do you get your vitamin C?
That's a good question.
Do you not like orange? You're not a big orange guy?
Not particularly.
That's fair. That's fair. Not even like Orange Crush or Sunny D?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah,
no wonder you're... No, you're not weird. Just it explains why you might be sick. Well, before I give you my germs and you give me your germs, I want to give you the opportunity. You got some great partners on this 18 car. Some great folks to shout out. Floor is yours, Tyler. You know what to do.
Well, first off, thank you to you guys for broadcasting, as always. If you're not subscribed to JTN, do it now. Thanks to everyone at BSR for putting on a great race every single week that we're here. Actually, pretty much every week, because we do have races pretty much every week. So thanks to BSR for putting on great races every week. And thanks to Brian and Kathy Bowes for sponsoring the series. Thanks to Interstate Batteries for being on the car. Christian Leonard, his first race here, I'd call it a success. He did great tonight. I'm happy he was able to make it out tonight. Thanks for the push from him. He was great to work with all night long. And yeah, thanks to Toyota, I guess, for putting the cars on the track.
Well, Tyler, thanks to you for giving us some time here after the race. Know you're feeling under the weather. Wishing you well. Hope you're feeling better soon. And again, as always, can't thank you enough for your time. Congratulations once again on the win here to start the year, and hope to be talking with you again soon. Although I think we'll be talking together again soon.
You're doing Rockingham next week, right?
2 weeks.
Oh, it's 2 weeks, really?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I hope so.
Well, either way, we'll
time.
Definitely be talking to you at Rockingham. That's one of my favorite tracks. So
sounds good, Tyler. Best of luck. Feel better soon, and yeah, looking forward to talking with you and all these guys here at BSR in a few weeks' time once again.
Thank you very much.
BSR Tyler Mallon, driver, the number 18, your race winner here tonight from Daytona. Dewey, we opened up the show saying it was either going to be crazy, or it was either going to be calm, or maybe something in the middle, and I think we ended up getting something in the middle tonight, even though we didn't think that was possible here at Daytona.
Yeah, it was a little bit crazy early and a little bit crazy at the end. Pretty mellow towards that middle part, but I guess, that evens out to somewhere in the middle now, doesn't it?
It does. But these guys, they like to prove liars of us, don't they?
They really do.
But
getting their money's worth is something.
Hey, you gotta get your money's worth these days,
You got to.
But, biggest takeaway from race number 1 of the season for all the folks out there that maybe are tuning in, obviously they should go back and watch the whole race, but what would be your biggest takeaway here after race number 1?
I think the biggest takeaway here from race number 1 is good luck stopping Tyler Mallon literally anywhere. Plate racing is always the biggest wild card in any series you run, and even with all the different crazy stuff that happened tonight, that man still found a way.
Found a way to win. That's what winners do, folks. Can't thank you enough for being a winner and joining us here on JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed. As always, here on Thursdays with our friends at Bomb Squad, a big thank you goes out to Brian and Kathy Boyles Trucking, of not only their support of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, but also their support of what we got going on here on JTN, for bringing these races out to all you folks. And could not do any of this without their support. Remember, if you want to find out more about BSR, you can check out their Facebook group. You can also check them out on the web, bombsquadracing.net. Big thank you as well goes out to the entire admin team. Magoo and crew do a fantastic job chaperoning these races. That's not the right word, because these guys don't need chaperones. They're all adults. They're all adults. They always keep super serious. But big thank you to the entire admin team. They do a great job here at BSR. And again, this league comes with so many recommendations, especially from us here at JTN, for the professionalism that they show us, and hopefully we reciprocate onto them. And yeah, looking forward to our limited schedule this year on Thursday nights. But folks, with all of that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for my colleague Dewey Schramm, for our producer Bristol the dog, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
No.
The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop. Oh, my God. Ricky J big crashed into the wall. The leaders have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard on the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a train race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Block 200